our next bout at APFC 6. Bringing it down to the flyweights, David Davant, 0-1. Austin Skywalker Hall making the professional debut. 16 years stand between these two combatants, with Davant being 36 and Hall being 20. 1 inch in height as David Davant comes in at 5'5". He also weighs in at 126.6 pounds. Austin Hall, 5'4", 124.6 pounds. We send it inside to Shane Graham to bring these smaller statured fighters into the octagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring out our next fight, we ask that you please turn off your flash for your cameras when taking pictures. Thank you. Now, please welcome to the cage our first fighter, coming to us by way of the blue corner, Austin Hall.
You can hear the reception in the Greater Richmond Convention Center for Austin Skywalker Hall. 20 years young, making the professional debut following an undefeated amateur career. 5 fights, 5 wins in the AMI days for Austin Hall. He said that he's been training since he was 7 years old, has a history of winning, and when asked if this pro debut, this APFC 6, the Fight Pass opportunity meant much to him, he said, "I'm treating this like any other fight. Every opponent is a UFC world champion until I beat them." Outside of combat sports, he teaches jiu-jitsu and is in the gym 24/7. This is a guy with a singular focus, and that's combat.
What a great way to approach a fight, man. You don't give anyone the benefit of the doubt. You know, this is fighting, this is MMA. Anyone can win on any given Sunday, and Hall knows that. He's going into this fight to enact his game plan and do what he has to do to win. We're going to Shane here, Ben.
And his opponent, set to make his way to the cage, fighting out of the red corner, David Davant.
David Davant, 16 years the elder of young Austin Skywalker Hall, repping Champions Training Center. Interestingly enough, David Davant also had an undefeated amateur career, 5-0, just like Austin Hall did. He feels like the underdog in this one, but doesn't feel much pressure to prove anyone wrong. He just needs to prove his coach right. Says that all the pressure is on Austin Hall. When asked about his opponent, he said that, yes, Austin Hall brings in great grappling. He's got, quote unquote, all the testosterone built up, but he's going to keep it on the feet and find a second round finish. David, what do you think of David Davant?
You know, I talked to this guy yesterday, and he told me, hey, I did some hard time, you know, and he has that fighting spirit just coming from that, and then being able to transition from his life before, his life in the past, now into martial arts, and now he gets to fight. He doesn't get in trouble. He gets to go out there, have fun, and he just has that true indomitable fighting spirit.
It's an amazing story. 5 years incarcerated, got out, went to an MMA show in Fort Stewart Army Base in Georgia, had an opponent weigh in at 163. That person's opponent no-showed. The guy said, hey, does anyone want to fight me? And guess who stepped up? David Davant, and he choked him out in the second round. We'll see if that success and finishing ways present themselves at APFC 6 here tonight. We send it inside to Shane Graham to get these flyweights underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is 3 5-minute rounds in the APFC flyweight division, brought to you by Limitless and Smiles CBD. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing at 5 feet, 4 inches tall. He weighed in at 124.6 pounds, and tonight makes his professional mixed martial arts debut. Fighting out of King William, Virginia, here is Austin Skywalker Hall. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing at 5 feet, 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 126.6 pounds and holds a professional record of no wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Savannah, Georgia, here is David Davant. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Mike King.
David Davant's lone professional outing was in January of this year. The first round knockout loss to David Wilson. He seeks redemption for that night. Austin Skywalker Hall, the hometown hero, wants to kick off the pro career with a bang. David Evans. We are underway at 125.
And Hall marching forward, almost immediately getting the takedown on Davant.
Seems like that was almost the wayward kicks of Davant led him downstairs, but Hall controlling him and keeping him there.
Hall relentless in his approach to the takedown, gets one, his opponent gets back up, he gets another one, sits him right back down. We know where Hall wants this fight to go.
Austin Skywalker Hall slicing through the defenses of David Davant. Now he's on the back, David.
Hall has both hooks in here, just looking to rain down on him, possibly get under the neck, look for a rear naked choke transition.
David Davant, been training for 12 years, has seen a lot of the intricacies on the ground, and is a very fully fledged practitioner of BJJ.
However, Hall, man, he just seems to be supremely confident that his jiu-jitsu is better than his opponent's. And so far, from what we see from the grappling perspective, he's going to put an end to it with his jiu-jitsu game.
That looks like it might be tight. David Davant taps. Austin Skywalker Hall ignites the Richmond Convention Center. 1-0 for Austin Hall as a professional.
Hall stays perfect in his professional career. Beautiful, beautiful performance, beautiful shots, nice transition into the rear naked choke. It was clean. You can tell he's been doing and training that for some time. He just went out there and executed.
Make it 4 first-round submissions in the competitive career of Austin Hall. You just can't chop it up better than that, David Evans.
No, you can't complain. I mean, as his coach, he went out there, he did everything he said he was going to do. He did it to near perfection.
Let's take a quick look at that unbelievably quick finish.
Here we go. He gets right to his back after some nice takedowns.
Locks it up, and that was all she wrote. You see the grip that Austin Skywalker Hall placed in there was one that only God could break. Welcome to the ranks of the professionals, young Austin Skywalker Hall. 20 years old, I mean, born in 2002 and doing things that so many people never get the chance to in their lifetimes. The future is bright for Skywalker Hall. We send it inside to Shane Graham to make that first round submission official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mike King has called a stop to the action at 1 minute, 11 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Austin Skywalker Hall!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Austin Hall. Austin, how does it feel to stay perfect as a professional?
It feels great, just like every other one. Gotta take my mouthpiece out this time. I forgot that last time we did this.
So, you came out here, you got to your takedown, snatched his neck right away. Was that your game plan?
Game plan's always the same. Get the takedown, finish the fight.
So your opponent said he was a jiu-jitsu guy too. Were you just sure that your jiu-jitsu game was gonna be better?
There ain't nobody in the game with jiu-jitsu like mine.
Awesome, ladies and gentlemen, Austin Hall.
Remember the name, Austin Skywalker Hall. Impresses greatly in the debut. Can't wait to see what's next for him. Let's take it to some fight highlights between David Davant and Austin Hall. Came in with the confidence of a king. David Davant knew the challenge at hand, just wasn't able to stop him. The indomitable Skywalker. Austin Hall, just clean grappling. I mean, whenever he touched David Davant, he didn't let him go. He just was like glue.
No, man, he stayed on him like white on rice, man. And he just gave him no space to move. And then, you know, eventually the only option that he had was to give up his back.
Expectations are high and the future is bright for one Skywalker Hall.